Hello and welcome. My name is Yesenia, and this is my week 4 media presentation on body language for a policy analyst position. The first helpful resource that I found was from an online website called Business Analyst Learnings, and it had a section where it explained the preferable body language and explained the importance of nonverbal cues because the following are good indicators about how the individual would be communicating with fellow stakeholders and how well he or she would present themselves for the job, since it is a lot of communicating and presenting. For starters, for in-person interviews, it explained that eye contact is important because keeping good eye contact shows interest and involvement. For example, for a policy analyst, it is more preferable to hold their gaze but look away every 3 to 5 seconds. But while maintaining eye contact, it is important to nod your head or say yes or indicating that you're actively listening. The article also explained that confidence can be found in a handshake, so it is important to have a handshake that is not too limp or too aggressive, and to avoid pointing fingers, fidgeting, scratching, tapping, pulling your hair, or any other nervous tics that a person may have, as they can be distracting. And finally, to have a good posture because that way you're commanding your presence and you're showing your leadership side. And it also explained that the most preferable posture is to point your toes and square your shoulders to a person that you're communicating with to create an open body language. Online, I found a second article named How to Do Media Interviews, and it explained the type of body language that a branch president, a person who holds a public policy position, or student leader should express. It explained that in order to help focus more on the message during the interview, to try to look calm and relaxed by keeping your arms loose and to make gestures naturally and not to speak with your hands in an exaggerated manner. It also explained to not cross your hands together, cross your arms or legs together, or put your hands in your pockets, or adopt any posture that will prevent you from moving naturally. It also said to avoid sympathetic nodding because it can be interpreted as an excessive amount of agreement. And the final article that I found has to do with exuding confidence. When looking at the different articles for a public policy analyst, I found that what made a successful interview was that the person showed confidence. So I found an article that is named 5 Ways to Exude Confidence During a Job Interview that has to do with body language. So the article covers the basics that the other 2 articles covered, but this one does have to do with posture. It said to not slouch, to sit up straight, and to choose an appropriate chair that doesn't cause so much movement that it could come across as distracting, but also don't choose a chair that could cause discomfort because it could come across as nervous, tense, or that you're lacking energy. It also explained to keep a steady voice and to not talk in a rapid voice because it can make you look frantic when you're speaking. And this is something that I have trouble with because when I do get nervous, I want to speak fast just to get it over with as quickly as possible. So I have to remind myself to just breathe, speak as calmly as possible, but yet not speak too slow or too fast. Thank you for listening to this week's media presentation, and I hope you have a great weekend.